discussion about ChatGPT.
The ChatGPT is an open AI initiative.
If you can use email, you will be able to use ChatGPT. It can be applied in every sphere. It's going to give you in form of bullets. It's going to give you in form of, highlights.
Will Google going to being replaced by ChatGPT that they can do some fun with it?
A dumb person will get dumb responses from ChatGPT.
Hello, I am Professor Monika Mittal, Program Coordinator, Center for Online Study. We have PGDM Online as our full-fledged program, which is AICTE and AACSB approved course. Today, this is the first episode of COOLS Guru, which is a YouTube channel for Center for Online Studies. Purpose of this channel or this discussion is to reskill, upskill and provide you more information on the contemporary topics. So for this discussion, I have two gurus with me, Professor S.S Dubey, Chairperson Center for Online Study, with a lot of experience in industry and academia, taught more than 10,000 students around the world and written more than 16 books. I also have with me Professor Jyoti Das, again an academician and a lot of experience from the industry in different area. He worked as a consultant. So today we are going to have a discussion about ChatGPT. It's a buzzword here and there. You open the newspaper, you open the magazine, you open the Facebook, everywhere you are hearing about it. But a person like me who is a layman in technology don't know what exactly it is. So I request you to tell me what exactly the ChatGPT is.
Okay, so Monika, first of all, many thanks for inviting me for this channel, and I'm sure this channel will prove worthy for its audience, because we'll be bringing in a lot of experts in this channel to talk about the contemporary topics. And the topic which you have chosen today, the ChatGPT, is a very, very contemporary topic. It is said that 9 out of 10 conversation, whether it is on WhatsApp or social media or wherever, there is something or the other is about ChatGPT. The ChatGPT is an open AI initiative which was launched sometimes in November 2022 to the general public, and it has caught attention, and people talk that this will be something similar revolution like what internet had, so or electricity had. Okay, so when the electricity was first discovered, people thought that it can only be used for lighting the bulb, that's it.
Right.
But later on, electricity has got so many other applications. Okay, heating, running the car, train, etc., etc. Something similar is going to happen on this generative pre-trained transformer, which is the full word of acronym GPT. And what it does is that, like the Google search, you write some keywords and it gives you a lot of links. In this case, what it will do is that you can converse with this chatbot, which is pre-trained. That is why the word comes pre-trained. Pre-trained means based on some set of, they said about 30 terabyte of data it has been trained till 2021. And based on that data training set, it can answer questions about you. So for example, if you use a ChatGPT version, so say, I want to visit Agartala. Can you plan a 3-day visit? So instead of giving you links of all the hotels, it will give you a paragraph full of what you should do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, etc. So in short, this is a new revolution happening, and its impact is going to be felt all over the place. Okay. As a human being, we are always interested in conversing with people. Okay.
Right.
And we always like, जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं बतियाना, and it can be used, and some people say that it can be used for medical history. You say, I am facing this problem, how do I solve this problem? So it will give you a lot of answers around it. Yesterday, just to add what you have said, yesterday I wrote a poetry using the ChatGPT. Initial poetry, because I had to code. So there is a coding which is simple coding. So initially they showed me a code of a poetry written for New York. So I just made the change wherever their New York word was there. I replaced it by Mumbai. And it created a different poem where Mumbai is known for city which never sleeps. Okay, a city of dream. So lot of possibilities are there. The full form, as I said, is generative pre-trained transformer.
Thank you so much, sir, for becoming GPT for me and telling me information about this. Thus, sir, I would like you to tell me something about its application. Whether it's more for education purposes, more for industry, because everywhere I am reading, it can be used in research. As just said, mentioned, it can be used for poetry, etc. Please throw some light on the application of ChatGPT.
Number one, thank you for inviting me to this. It's a pleasure because, like you, I'm very inquisitive about ChatGPT. And to your first question, I don't think you need to know technology to be able to use ChatGPT. If you can use email, you will be able to use ChatGPT. And it's even easier because it will speak back to you. Okay. As far as its applications, it can be applied in every sphere. Anything you want to know, if you are able to communicate with the bot, it will answer you back. It's still a development process, so it might give you answers which may not serve your full purpose, may serve your 70% purpose, but it will work in everywhere. I have already heard some of my colleagues who are in the legal field that is drastically cut down their time in drafting. Okay, it's going to help students. And the biggest help for students, we have this fear that students would not work. It's not going to be exactly like that. It's going to give you in form of bullets. It's going to give you in form of, highlights. You are only going to cut down your turnaround time, or you're going to gather more information. Otherwise, for every sphere, I know medical professions are very much excited about it. Lawyers are very much excited about it. In my own industry, in the IT industry, coders are excited about it. So I don't feel there's any industry. I guess as faculties, we will gradually start getting excited about it. And it's still in development. So let's wait for some time and let's see how much it grows.
Thank you, Dasa. Dubey sir, would you like to add something here?
Actually, when Professor Das was explaining about its usage in legal and medical field, I realized that in the legal field, if you are preparing a draft and you are quoting many Supreme Court and High Court judgments, your draft becomes more powerful. In education field, we do not want to copy everything directly because it will amount to plagiarism. So that industry has got this advantage. And medical field, if you get so many data about how the disease can be tackled. Most importantly, I recently read a long LinkedIn post by the dean of NSU, New York University, and he's talking about how as a faculty we can use it for personalized learning of the students. So let me give you one example. You are giving a flip book to your students.
Yes.
Okay. Now the student has to read all the entire flip book. Okay. Now here is a question which comes up in his mind. He says, I want to know how the 5 P's will be applied in agriculture industry. Now this is the question. Now this question he can ask the chatbot, the ChatGPT enabled bot, which incidentally it is free. You can write a code by calling that function. Okay. Obviously you will have to spend some time in effort, but you can call that function and then it will give you the answer. So I want answer of agriculture. He wants answer for about, let's say, retail. You might get an answer of about insurance. That's done. As a researcher, most of you are researchers. You read some 200 pages of PDF. Okay. Now you want to know what are the 3 salient points of this PDF. Now, in order to do that, you will have to just go to chatpdf.com and ask this question. And it will give you 3 paragraphs of what is the summary. Obviously, you have to look at it. Maybe you'll have to improvise upon it. But it gives you a starting point. Okay. When Google came in, it gave us a starting point. We should not pick up the first link which comes up. What we can do is that sometimes we'll go to the nth link and find that something more important, interesting is there.
Exactly.
For today's purpose, I think our viewers and our students and our learners should consider this as a tool to help them promote their learning path. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. And as a researcher, I'm really excited to use it and find whether I can apply it. We were just discussing about Google, right? When the Google came, it was like a chat GPT. So, sir, will Google going to being replaced by chat GPT? Can chat GPT so powerful that it can replace Google? What's your thoughts on that?
Google is a search engine. ChatGPT is much more than a search engine. I don't think, comparing whether ChatGPT will replace Google is not right. When I want to search for something, I will search in Google. If I want to search something in more details, I'll go to ChatGPT. So I don't think they are of the same category of technology. They are used for different purposes. And gradually the users will get to know what to search in Google and when to go to ChatGPT.
Google and Microsoft. Microsoft has supported OpenAI, and from there stable this ChatGPT has come. But Google is not going to lag behind. They are going to introduce chat-based search. Okay, Google Bard, of course, it has some initial hiccups, but Microsoft Bing is another search engine where you can do the conversation with the Bing. Google Bard will come. What you will find is that after a few months or early few years, it is said that by 2030 we will have such a powerful GPT based neural network based engine that it will answer most of the questions in a most humanly fashion.
As a human being, I want to have some fun with ChatGPT. Can you tell me few ways or to the learners that they can do some fun with it?
Definitely. As long as you're willing to share some of your information with ChatGPT, it's going to help you in doing everything. You share your love for music, you share your love for movies. Next time you're trying to go to ChatGPT, it will tell you exactly based on your preferences what sort of movies you should do. You want to organize your daughter's birthday, it will exactly tell you this is what your daughter is, this is what her friends are like, this is the events you should do to excite them. It will give you a lot of leads on every sphere of life. I'll give you an example. Between ChatGPT and say Google search, if I'm looking for a site which tells me which trains go between Delhi and Calcutta, I will go to Google and it will tell me these sites. If I want to know which is the best experience to travel between Calcutta and Howrah, then I'll go to ChatGPT. It'll tell me if you take flights, this is what it will happen. If you take train, this is what it will happen. And it will even tell you if I say I want to travel by car, it will tell you what to do, where to stop, which city, what excitement I can get. I mean, just because I was traveling, I tried doing that. It said, take a detour through Lucknow. And I, why detour to Lucknow? You had last time inquired about Mughal foods in Delhi. Lucknow is an excellent place, and these are the restaurants you should try. Okay, so it's something beyond what we can imagine, and how it's going to help us not only in our professional life but in our personal life.
I think you have said it all. So I would like to say that it is only limited by your creativity, your ability to ask right questions. If your ability to ask, one of the things of our learning is where we try to help our students to how to pose the right questions. So if you are able to pose the right questions, you will be able to get that answer, at least initial one, where it will build you a mechanism by which you can ask better questions. Okay, so the learning is a process where you always ask questions, you get the answer, then you further refine it, again ask the question. Sometimes in the class we discuss about this again and again, and that is where the usefulness of this comes up. And question could be that, can you create a new poem? Okay, or can you create a new image or a picture, and that will help you to create. If you give a write-up, it will create a video out of that write-up. So it is a very initial days, but a lot of promises are there. And my message to our viewers would be that don't get afraid, experiment. Okay, experiment as much as you can, so that when the things becomes more and more useful, you are there. with your knowledge?
When this first came in, my nephew works for Microsoft, an area which is very much in artificial intelligence. I asked him, he said, it's not going to take your job. A smart person will get smart response from ChatGPT. A dumb person will get dumb responses from ChatGPT, because you have to logically work through that package. So it will take us some time to learn how to use it, and once we are good at it, I'm sure it's going to be a great help. And he says, don't worry, you're going to use it more for your social life than your work life.
Thank you, Dasa. Give one chocolate to him from my side. My job is safe. And you had asked a very simple question to the chat GPT about Mughal food. I'm going to ask a difficult question. Where to shop? Because that's a stress buster for me. Let him plan a shopping day for me and let's see what he responds.
Well, like I said, how logically you're going to do it. What are you going to shop for?
Right.
What excites you in shopping? And I have seen that happening with someone very close. He said, कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है. I said, कुछ नहीं पूछ रहा है बोल के कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है.
Thank you, Professor Dubey. Thank you, Professor Das, for such a fantastic discussion. Please keep watching Cools Guru regularly every week for this kind of discussion. Thank you so much. Again, I request all of you to visit www.bimtech.ac.in for more information about the college center and the programs. Thank you.